When I say tuition, you say strike. Tuition! Strike!
This group outside Columbia University's library is demanding tuition relief during the coronavirus pandemic. The private Ivy League university in New York City boasts over 31,000 students with tuition around $60,000 a year. Student organizers gathered over 4,000 signatures with a list of demands for the university, including a 10% reduction in the attendance cost during the spring semester.
Even though we are getting a much different product that we agreed to at the beginning of attending Columbia, we're still being asked to pay the same price.
Show me what solidarity looks like!
Thousands of students have pledged to withhold their tuition payments beginning Friday, January 22nd. But the high cost of college education is nothing new.
This problem of affordable education has existed long before the pandemic. This issue of affordable education is much larger than Columbia, and there are students everywhere struggling with these same questions about how to afford college when the cost keeps rising every single year.
Student debt is the second highest form of financial obligation in the U.S. It's estimated 70% of American students take out school loans to pay for higher education, with an average debtor owing over $36,000 for their federal loans. However, students aren't the only ones facing financial challenges. Higher education institutions are now investing more in areas like online learning during the pandemic. And while private schools like Columbia are funded by private donors and tuition fees, public institutions rely on state subsidies.
Pre-pandemic, the financial situation was not that great. States have pulled back on funding. There's less public support for higher education. And because of that, the cost has gone to the students. Student tuition dollars go up, fees go up. That's a fundamental challenge and fundamental issue. And that's the long-term question. Who's going to pay for all of this?
Last month, Columbia University officials announced they will increase financial aid for the spring semester and cease to charge late fees for tuition payments in January. In a statement from Columbia, they say, "This is a moment when an active appraisal of the status quo is understandable, and we expect nothing less from our students." Their voices are heard by Columbia leadership, and their views on strengthening the university are welcomed. Some other universities and colleges have already eased the burden by reducing tuition costs and fees because of the pandemic.
What we're seeing here, we've accomplished so much, but this is just the first step. So continuing this movement, reaching out to as many people, we're going to build something stronger, and they will listen to us eventually. But it takes people power.
Tuition strike organizers claim to have met with students from over 70 different schools throughout the U.S. and the U.K., discussing ways to organize a tuition strike. Experts say some higher education institutions may not withstand the financial burden of the pandemic, and consolidation may be the best way to survive. Keith Kosinski for VOA News, New York.
To ensure that they could clear